story to live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. A former chairman of the FCT Ministerial Task Force on City Sanitation, Ikharo Attah, joins us now. Thank you for joining us on Newsnight.
Thank you very much to learn, my sister. Wonderful time here.
Building collapse usually leaves stories that touch.
That's true.
Speak to us about what can be done to totally stop this.
I think if you listen to what Minister Yeson Wike said, the DG of FEMA, the DG of NEMA, and other critical stakeholders, it's very clear that government and those of us around government and those of us outside and friends to those in government must tell ourselves very cardinal truth here. You must learn to be very frank when you speak about things that involves building, because lives are inside and what we do revolve around building, because even this studio is within a particular building. And when you look at Lagos Street in particular, and when you look at the structures there, they look very weak. They look like structures that are already badly disshaped over time, and some of them, like what we've gathered, need to be actually tested if they can stand the test of time. If not, you take the bold step by telling the owners that these buildings need to give way. It's very painful when you bring those machines there without a building collapse. Everyone will want to fry you. The media will want to slice you like pumpkin leaf. But now the building collapsed and everyone is asking you, what are you going to do next year? Everything is already down and everyone is talking about the rescue. So sometimes before these buildings go down and when government want to do this top action, even look at the building on the screen, look at the ones behind there. They look already very weak.
We understand, yes. But how do they get approvals in the first place?
No. This is an organic settlement, in the sense that it is called areas around the Gariki village, areas occupied by largely indigenous people, that we met them here when we migrated from Lagos to Abuja, and we must accord them their respect. If we are moving them, we must move them under a planned resettlement program, giving them houses, shelter, and moving them. That is already on to Apo resettlement site, where I know a palace is being built for the Sapa of Gariki, although some are saying it needs remodeling here. Most of the resources need to be resettled and moved, like what Minister Yeson Wike raised there, and proper plan will be done for what will be on that particular place. These buildings are already very old, so government need to speed up actions to actually free up that area and bring something that we can call a superstructure.
We understand that there has to be preemptive measures rather than reactive, but now that this has happened, let's talk about the reaction. FCT, Emergency Management Agency, how would you rate their immediate response and efforts, including also coordination with other agencies?
No, it was very beautiful, very, very, very beautiful. If not that we're in a society where media don't commend government like we see in other parts of the world.
Well, that's why we're asking now.
No, I'm coming to that here. If it's in other parts of the world where building collapsed in the middle of a heavy night downpour and 35 persons were rescued alive, we had 2 persons dead. Even before the excavators, the machine came, both the FEMA staff, the FCTA staff, the NEMA staff, the road safety, the Federal Fire Service, the FCT Police Commissioner and his team, the FCDA team, all of them walked throughout the night and saved these 35 persons. We had 2 persons dead. That is a commendable one, a beautiful one. And when the machines came, they had to just check within the rubble, nothing inside here. They evacuate them for further to actually ensure that those in the hospitals, most of them have gone back. It's a beautiful one where there's a stronger synergy among stakeholders. Besides, the locals also played a key role last night. Some of them were even involved in using their hand to remove blocks and debris and getting these persons out. It's a beautiful one. Okay. The rescue operation was swift, it was nice, it was commendable. In most parts of the country and even the West African sub-region, you can't get this building coming down and 35 persons came out alive. That's beautiful. That's, for me, it's a testimony.
Okay, well, the thing is, as beautiful as that effort was and the coordination, prevention is always better than cure.
Correct.
Right. What can be done to ensure that there is a way to forestall a recurrence?
What can be done?
The other buildings, this is where I'm going, the other buildings in that
not just this building, look at Abuja holistically.
Hang on.
There are many structures that are already giving way.
I know, just hold on. There are other buildings on that street, and they look depressed already.
Fine.
So, what efforts are you putting in place to ensure that it doesn't happen again?
Tolu, you know the effort. The effort is painful. What should be done is painful, and that is demolition. I know you don't want to use that word, but that is the word. When a building is weak and the building is giving way and you are living in a death trap, sit down, look at your life, value your life, and tell yourself very fundamental harsh truth that, look, if I keep living here, any day we have a downpour and the building gets further weak, it will come down on me. That's the truth. When you run tests on those buildings, many of them will not stand. They will fail. Should they fail, what next? Will you support government to remove them? Government on its own part, yes, must resettle them, take care of them, compensate them because they're largely indigenous people. When these particular things are done, what next? You take them out, no matter how powerful, how big they are, through 3-story building. Be bold to tell yourself that this thing must go and give way to save lives. The 2 persons that died may become presidents tomorrow. Nobody knows. Today, they are not part of mortality. What do we? The plain truth is, we all know the truth. When illegality is there, when things are going wrong, just say, look, this cannot stand. Abuja is a planned city. And the Urban and Regional Planning Act and some other acts that guide how Abuja was planned from Lagos before we all moved down to this place, define what should be here and what each structure should have. And when these structures are going through construction, the type of road required, the amount of cement required, all these are part of what should be. Most times they are not.
And it's quite surreal that when the FCT minister came into office earlier this week, his first speech was, look, any structure, any building in unplanned area, we're going to take it down. And I know he got a lot of backlash for that speech. People were saying he was threatening people, and now we've had this collapse. 2 people are dead. When you're talking about preventive measures, demolishing buildings, and having people realizing that if there's a downpour, anything can happen, what can be put in place to cushion these people? Because you don't just expect people to up and live their whole livelihood.
When you compromise standard, Ayo and my sister here, Tolo my sister, when you compromise standard and you want to shortchange yourself and humanity, and you finally end up killing people, what do we do? How do we compensate you? That's the first question.
No, I'm saying, how do you compensate when you're trying to prevent this
When Minister Yesun Wike came, I felt elated as one who had been involved in enforcement in this city, that he spoke to the issues and spoke very boldly, very clearly, that look, we have things going on wrong, we need to get things right here. Those who are bashing, fine, that's their opinion. I had gotten heavy bashing here on Arise TV, and I believe that we should do what is right going forward. Because if things are going wrong, we have illegal settlements coming up, forming safe haven for criminals, what do you do?
Ikharo, we're not against you doing the right thing. As a matter of fact, we want to support you to do the right thing. We just need you to let's know how you can engage the locals when you want to bring down their superstructures. Hang on, just hold on. If you want to bring down those structures, what measures are you putting in place to? We're not saying you're rewarding them for illegal construction. No, the deed has been done. You just want to save lives, right? So what are you going to do? Tell us now.
Let's divide this. The locals, the indigenes are different from the others. We must understand how Abuja work. The indigenes are having special rights and privilege. That's why you could see Minister Yesun Wike sounding a little bit soft here, that we need to work on the resettlement plan, we need to do X, Y, Z. Beside that, those of us who are not indigenes, but buy land from local chiefs and build under the caveat that before government will come, I would have rented the house and made some profit. What we are to do in those contexts is to mark your structures. Give you time to pack, no compensation, nothing, and you go because you understand that you ought not to be there. You enter there in the deceit that government is weak and government will not come. Now, Wike is coming and telling you, hey guy, I'm already coming here, and many people are already panting. When the man says he's coming and the man is able to match what with action, how many illegality will you compensate? The man who does what is wrong is not an indigent. How do you compensate him?
I like that you've given us a differentiation between people who are building illegally and also the indigenes of Abuja who are entitled to some compensation. We met them here when we left Lagos. That's okay. We're happy that you're giving us that clarity, and thank you so much. That's all the time that we have. Ikharo Attah, the former chairman, FCT Ministerial Task on City Center.